Hi there everybody, Big L here. It's kind of late Thursday evening here in the UK. We have a weekly political show on TV about 10:30, 11:15 on a Thursday evening called Question Time, where they invite in some carefully chosen 200 members of the public. They usually rant a load of shit and half a dozen politicos around the desk talk about it. And invariably the first question tonight was all about the US presidential election. Now, here's some American woman, I don't know who she is exactly, but she's a professor of literature at London University, so doesn't even live in the USA anymore, but crying foul about how undemocratic it was and this and that and blah blah, you know. And today at work somebody was huckling me as well and saying, do you know that Clinton got more of the popular vote? And you go, well, yeah, so what? You know, it's an electoral college that votes for the American president. It's not about who gets the most votes. Popular vote, you know. And you look at it and you look at what Clinton did do. California, which was never going to be anything except Democrat, you know, but she got 60 odd % of the vote there. Trump picked up 30 odd. So there was about 2.5 million votes in California that went to Clinton, which were to all intents and purposes not wasted, but excess. So the 55 electoral college votes would have gone to her even if she'd beaten them by 10. So remember that when you're talking about the national vote and she got more of it. Well, yeah, the ones that Clinton won tended to have bigger margins of victory. You know, New York, another, 60-40 type of equation. And the ones that Trump won, especially the ones that had previously been Democrat, were fairly close. So it might have been a few thousand or 100,000 votes that made the difference. Well, that doesn't make it undemocratic. That just means that one candidate won back some states. So you wouldn't expect, if they'd been maybe 10 points behind last time when Obama won his second presidency, that to come back, you're going to not only claw back that 10%, but then add another 10% on the top of it. That's not the way it works. So this is just to let you know that, yeah, if I'd been a US citizen living in the States, any of the states, I would have reluctantly, granted, voted for Clinton. But so what? That's just the way I would have voted. After the election, I know I bitched about the Scottish referendum, but we lost. I know I bitched about Brexit, but what bothered me was the fact that my country, Scotland, voted in favour of staying in the EU. But if somebody pins me down and says, we voted as the UK, there's nothing I can really say to counter that. Yeah, we did, so we're leaving. Get on with it and face up to it. Don't bitch about it being undemocratic. I guess I did that night after the Brexit vote, but I was drunk and I was feeling emotional. But, I wouldn't have voted for Trump, but he won the election fair and square. It was democratic. Every country in the world that's a democracy has its own way of choosing its government. The USA, because of the founding fathers of the USA were sound, rational, intelligent people who thought up a method to make sure that there were checks and balances built in. The amendments that have been passed ensure that no big government can ever take power away from the people. And for all of the, I think, offensive things about Mr. Trump, the simple fact is he was elected and he will be the president, and whether we like it or not, we're kind of worried in Europe because we think it's kind of dangerous, potentially. You know, so far the things he's been saying seem quite magnanimous and quite statesmanlike, so who knows what it's going to be. But his kind of stance on NATO worries some of the smaller European countries. You know, they've reinstated conscription in Lithuania because that's how worried they are about Russia, you know, coming into their territory. And without the strength of NATO, that means one for all, you know, all for one for all. If the new president's going to muck about with that, then that frightens us in Europe. But, you know, that's stuff to happen in the future. The issue here is, was this democratic? Yes, of course it was. Was it a free vote by the people? Yes, of course it was. Did Hillary Clinton get more of the popular vote? Yes, she did, because the safe strongholds where she was always going to win voted in big numbers. And that's not saying that any of those votes were wasted, but they weren't all needed. California was always going to give 55 votes in the Electoral College to her. New York was probably always going to give the, 29 is it? You know, Florida went to Trump by a handful of votes. But it doesn't mean to say that it wasn't democratic. He got more votes than she does, so the nature of the way it works is that all of the 29 Electoral College votes go to him. Well, that's it. If you don't like it, change it. You know, you've had umpteen amendments to the Constitution. You know, you've had umpteen changes to the way that you rule your country. Well, if you feel so strongly about it, instead of going on the street and setting things on fire, just do it democratically. Anyway, that's my Thursday night rant over. I can't say I'm overly pleased that Donald Trump won. I wouldn't have voted for him. I wouldn't have been happy voting for Hillary Clinton because she is corrupt. You know, she doesn't give a shit about people. But from my point of view as a European, and maybe it would be different if I was a US citizen living in the States, but as a European, the fact that she despises Putin, the fact that she has appears to me to be more hawkish when it comes to foreign policy and defence, that as a European is not great, but it's probably a better position to be in than somebody who says, I don't know if I'm going to continue to support Article 5 on NATO's founding principles. That worries us in Europe. But that's neither here nor there, you know, because it's nothing to do with the people of the US. So congratulations to the new president-elect. I wish him well. I hope he's a successful president. I hope that the people of the USA can fall behind him, can unite. You know, it's all one bump in your gums, as we say here in Scotland, getting pissed off about a result. But you can't be going out on the streets and causing violence and mayhem. That's not the way it works. That's not democracy. That's anarchy. And, you know, that's my 2 bobs worth, or my 10 cents worth. So congratulations to him. I hope that the US continues to be a great country. I hope that they can build, and I hope that the people who are disenfranchised currently can become proper, full citizens going forward. That's what he said he was fighting for. So good luck to him and good luck to the people of the US. And as I say, I'm going to go back and look at the second question on tonight's Question Time. It's great. A glass of wine, a bit of political TV, and an opportunity to argue with the TV set. What could be better? Anyway, take care everybody. Please like, subscribe, comment. Let me know how you voted. I know that a good number of people in the community that I would consider friends voted for Trump. So please don't feel offended because I'm not meaning to insult the man. On the contrary, I you know, just because I wouldn't have voted for him doesn't mean to say that I don't wish him well, and I don't, you know, I absolutely believe that the whole thing was democratic. Of course it was. But until the next time, everybody, which will probably be Saturday morning, because we got some beautiful Canadian coins from Lil Stacking, and we did a bit of a trade with him a while back, and his package came in this week. So we're super excited about showing those off, and we'll do so soon. In the meantime, take care everybody. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.